Hi, my name is Angela Luttenbacher. I am presently 40 years old. However, my medical journey started when I was 38. Pretty much everything started in 2012. I had a partial hysterectomy, and I had some severe complications from it. It started out as about 8 weeks after I had my surgery. I had a pelvic abscess, and I had it taken care of at another hospital with some other doctors, and I had another one after a 2-week stay at the hospital. I ended up having a second pelvic abscess. Brought back to Forsyth at this point. I had not met Dr. Singh yet, but the second abscess was taken care of, but then it came back as a third. And I had brought the infectious disease doctors into my second abscess. And when it came back that I had a third one, I looked at my infectious disease doctor and I asked, what can we do? I need to be able to get rid of these things. As this was my third one, I was starting to really get concerned. I'd already been through several months of a lot of pain and needed it to hopefully get finished. And I asked him if he knew of any doctors that could handle my case, because he was already scratching his head and he didn't know what to do either. I was not, antibiotics weren't working for me, and so he suggested that he had a good friend that was fairly new, and he said that he would get in contact with him and see if he would be willing to take my case. That said doctor was Dr. Singh. That is when he came into my life. He came in as a recommendation from infectious disease, and I met with him. Obviously was referred, and he took my case, thankfully, and he went in and did a great job. I really appreciated. He was very candid with me, very, very professional. Met with him a couple of different times before we actually had my surgery. So he was very aware of my case and what was going on. And he did a couple of cystoscopies on me before and after the surgery with the removal of the third pelvic abscess. Like I said, he had a wonderful bedside manner. I knew exactly what was going to happen, when it was going to happen. Obviously, I was scared because this was my third one and I really wanted to be done with it. I will say that I did end up with a fourth pelvic abscess, but that one actually, we did finally find an antibiotic that would work, so it did finally go away. So at that point, I didn't have any more abscesses. I was able to recover from that standpoint. However, I did have a hospital stay with Dr. Singh. I had an ovarian cyst to rupture in the one ovary that I did have. And I went to the ER at another hospital, which I was very concerned about them putting me under the knife again, so to say. And I knew I didn't want anybody else to do any kind of surgery on me but Dr. Singh. So I had them transport me back to Forsyth and put him as my primary physician. And he did so, and he decided that it was not bad enough to have another surgery. So he just got my pain under control. And then within a couple of days, I was released. Didn't have any more problems at that point. The next issue that I had, still another complication, I ended up at Forsyth ER in an extreme amount of pain. Happened to be on a Sunday evening, so unfortunately I was not able to have Dr. Singh work on me at that point. He was not on call. But I ended up in the emergency room, OR, rather quickly. I had a diverticuli rupture. So the doctor on call took care of me, and she did a great job. I appreciated it, but when it came to the resection to connect everything back, to take down the ostomy, I asked her if it was all right with her that Dr. Singh would do the reconnection, and she was more than happy to oblige, and he was able to do my reconnection. I just felt very confident in his hands. I knew he is an extreme perfectionist, which obviously with a surgeon is what you want. And he had already taken care of me a couple of times beforehand. He, like I said before, he's a really great bedside manner. You don't feel like a patient with him. You feel like a family member, and he even embraces your family members. Anybody that came down and took care of me as a family member, he has embraced all of my family through my journey with him. It's been a long journey, and it hasn't ended yet. But we did the resection. Everything came back fine. Several months had passed, and unfortunately, because of so many multiple surgeries, I've had multiple laparoscopies and everything, aside with the 2 major surgeries where they had to actually go in and cut me open a lot. I had a incisional hernia happen, and it got rather large before I finally acknowledged that I needed help again. I guess I'm kind of stubborn. And Dr. Singh, all I had to do was just call him up. I didn't have to go through any other doctors, be referred again or anything. I just called him up, and he said, "Come on in and let me take a look." And I did. He said, "Yes, it's definitely an incisional hernia. We definitely need to take care of it, but it's at your time." It wasn't extremely dangerous at that point. So I went home, thought about it, decided when I needed to do it, and that's been 8 weeks ago. He performed that on me September 17th of this year, and that was my 4th experience with him, but 3rd surgery. And again, when you have surgery, you get really anxious the nights before. You don't sleep. You're worried about what's going to happen. But considering I had already had a couple of surgeries with him, the night before my incisional hernia, I actually had a great night's sleep. I knew that I was in the most incredible hands that I could be in, and it brought calm and comfort to me. And so I was actually able to get a good night's sleep, and got up the next morning and came in. He's been wonderful. He's been a friend. I've had to call him on several occasions, and with various issues, worries, questions, he's always been available to me. And if I've not been able to get a hold of him right then, if he's been in surgery or with a patient, he calls back immediately. I really recommend. I've told a lot of friends, a lot of even strangers, if they tell me that they've got something wrong, they just need something taken care of as far as surgery, he's definitely the one I tell them about. I've told many, many people, and I'm proud to tell my story to them because, I've been through a lot, and he's gotten me through it. I love him to death as a friend and as a surgeon. Anything else I ever need in the future, I hope he's around, because I will definitely be calling him again. So, thank you.